So we will be canning bell peppers, and you can use any of the colored bells for this. I just chose the green because they are the cheapest, and usually that's what I also have in my garden. It's best if you can, of course, use your own organic produce. If not, wash these as thoroughly as you can because they do have a lot of pesticides. They're one of the highest, them and tomatoes. And then once you do that, you are going to, they say, quarter them lengthwise. But I find that my pieces were larger or harder to stuff in the half a pint jars. So if you're going to use a half a pint, you might even put it in eighths. So once I finish that and you remove the seeds, I just went ahead and put water to cover, boil them for 3 minutes, and then they were ready to go into the jars. Now I have already added the salt and the vinegar. Always check the description for the recipe. So that is in the bottom of all of the jars. They usually say that you should put it in afterwards because you never know how many jars you're going to get. The recipe was for 6 pounds. I had probably half of that, and I yielded more than half of the recipe. So you can do it at the end if you prefer to do it that way, or else you might just have some extra liquid that you're going to waste. So I packed them in here. Seeing how they canned up afterwards, it looks like I may have been able to pack in even more. And I find that the debubbler actually helped me to break them up a little bit more. So you want to put this to 1-inch headspace, which is basically to the neck of the jar. This process will be easier if you use a wide mouth, but I did not use that here. I like to reserve my wide mouths for my pickles. They're harder to find in the stores. You can find the lids very easily, but you can't find the jars as much here. So here I'm just showing the process again. Hopefully you can see it a little bit better of me packing as many of the peppers as I can into the jar. This recipe is for half pints, and they also say for quarter pints. So I'm going to have to process this. It's going to be pressure canned, even though it does have some level of vinegar. It's not high enough that it can be water bath canned. I may show that in the future, how I do it with jalapenos. But then we're just going to wipe off around the rim and the base of the jar, especially if you know that you splashed any while you were doing this process. And then once you do that, you can center the lids onto the jars, and then you want to add the rim. You always want to make sure that you inspect while you wash the lids and bands, just to make sure there's no dents or anything like that so it doesn't seal. And then you just want to put it on to regular, I always say it wrong, hand tightness. Not too tight. And just be careful when you are dealing with hot jars. And then I'm just going to do the last one as well. And these are going to be pressure canned for 30 minutes. You always adjust for your altitude. And you can check the description for how long, the headspace, and all of that, just to make sure it's correct. And then we're just going to put it on a towel or something so that it's not hot jars right against the counter. And they're going to sit for 12 to 18 hours. This was a very easy process. Some of them you can see that I could have probably stuffed more in there. But this was a very easy canning project. I would put this and carrots as a beginner friendly canning project for pressure canning. If you haven't decided to can yet, hopefully you'll try this or try something like carrots, which doesn't take too much time and doesn't have too many steps. I'm thinking about using this whenever I have like a pasta dish and I just want some quickly. You can probably add this to quesadillas, just dice them up. And I hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So like, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.